Hi friends, today we are going to discuss about the next topic of CLAT LLM series, that is jurisprudence the key? Last day we have discussed about the basic things of CLAT LLM series, that the eligibility criteria and the syllabus and the pattern, all those things have been discussed. Now we are going into the core of CLAT LLM, the subjects of the CLAT LLM, and today's topic is jurisprudence the key? My answer is yes. It is the key to open the door of CLAT LLM. And in the next slides, I'm going to discuss how you're going to open the door of CLAT LLM, how it is important to get hold of jurisprudence to crack CLAT LLM. Let's find out. So, what is jurisprudence? We all know what jurisprudence is, and in first year or second year, someone may read in third year or fourth year, they read jurisprudence as their curriculum. But as a jurisprudence, we know that there is a pre-existing fear that runs through our mind when we think of jurisprudence, because there are certain other factors when we study jurisprudence, because there are a lot of schools of jurisprudence, there are a lot of theories of jurisprudence, there are a lot of jurists in jurisprudence. These all the things are like subject history. It is the history of law, but it's not history of law. You can say it is the basis of law. You can say it is the origin of law, that is called jurisprudence. So we shouldn't fear jurisprudence, first and foremost thing. And next, I'm going to discuss how we are going to tackle the jurisprudence and why this kind of problem is cropping up into our mind when we read jurisprudence, not for CLAT LLM only, but for also as a general subject. Now we are going to the reasons why the jurisprudence is the key in CLAT LLM. So there are 4 points I'm going to discuss in the coming slide. Those are: first is it carries 1/3 of the total marks. Second, it's not easy to devour jurisprudence, and jurisprudence easily kills your energy. And the fourth one, the last one but not the least, it is the question pattern of CLAT LLM that actually thinks that you have to think twice before reading jurisprudence. So we are going to discuss the first reason. Jurisprudence carries 1/3 of the total marks, so it's basically the main thing, and that's why the jurisprudence is key to crack CLAT LLM. It carries 50 marks out of 150 marks. If you strike out jurisprudence out of 150 marks, you are gonna give the exam in 100 marks, and you might score 50, 60, maybe 70 out of 100. But this jurisprudence subject, if you score very well in this portion, you might get better ranking in the CLAT LLM, because this will decide. Basically, a lot of the students, they are afraid of the jurisprudence. That's why they just don't want to read more of jurisprudence. They more like to hinge on the constitution or the other law subjects to score marks. But if you want to play smart, if you want to put your effort on jurisprudence, it will pay off ultimately, and that is going to give you better mark, better rank than other two things. Because the people actually, if they read jurisprudence, they will get straightforward question and they can answer easily. That is the main reason. Now we are going to see the next slide. Jurisprudence is not easy to devour. Jurisprudence is not that kind of food that you will devour in 1 day, 2 day, or in 1 month, and after that you can write in the exam or you can write anything. Because there are a lot of things in the jurisprudence, there are a lot of things to remember in the jurisprudence, like jurists, like schools of jurisprudence, like different theories. When you try to gobble the all the things at one time in 1 day, 2 day, 1 week, or 1 month, then the whole thing starting to just mixing up in your brain, and you might get confused when you give the answer in the exam, and that will lead to the wrong answer. So it's better for jurisprudence, only for jurisprudence, to read at least before 6 months, because 6 months will give you suddenly clear picture who are the jurists, belong to which school, what are the theory, under which theory, who are the jurists, and this sort of things that will be crystal clear after reading. Not one time, you have to read it several times to keep it in your memory. Okay, so it's not the easiest thing to do, but it is not the hardest thing to do also. You have to keep it simple, you have to keep it with your ease, you have to keep it with your patience, and then it will certainly automatically just soak into your brain and memory what you are gonna do, what will be the theory, and what will be the school, what are the theories under the school, all those things, it will come naturally. So don't try to do it within 7 days or 2 months before exam. So it's really advisable at least 6 months is needed to cover up all the jurisprudence in a good way. Now we are going to the next slide that talks about jurisprudence easily kills your energy. It's really very true that jurisprudence easily kills your energy, because jurisprudence might be the only subject among all the law subject that actually makes you disinterested towards any subject, especially jurisprudence. In one simple line, students hate jurisprudence because it's boring, it kills your energy, it makes you disinterested, and all those things are really really bothering for a student when as a subject it's coming in CLAT LLM. Also, the fact that the Salmon jurisprudence, which are the only available book, only renowned available book, might be, and that is also the reference for many teachers that read Salmon's jurisprudence for jurisprudence subject, but that's not actually readable book for students, and we all know that because of simple fact, jurisprudence with its theory, with its schools, sometimes it's really unbearable for a student to remember all those things. So it's better to not to hard with it, not to go hard with it. If you go for 7 days jurisprudence, I'm gonna finish off the jurisprudence, that's not gonna possible. That if you are going to do with it, ultimately the results will be zero. You are not gonna remember anything in jurisprudence. So it's better for you go with patience. Jurisprudence loves patience. So if you go with it patience, you can do it easily. You take your time, read one school, read one theory each day with 1 hour, half an hour, read it, take your time, take 4-5 months with it, then you will go easily. Remember one theory and all those things every day. Try to remember, try to relate the theory with other law subjects. That will make you remember those theory. So there are some tricks that I'll be discussing in coming slides also, how to mm, just be trained with jurisprudence. Now comes the question pattern. When we see the question patterns of different years in CLAT LLM, we see there are a lot of quotes, lot of maxims, lot of authors' name, books' name, all those things come in the CLAT LLM exam. So these things you have to remember. Okay, there are no any other trick rather than mugging up that, rather than remembering those things. Because if you remember, you can answer. If you don't remember, you can't answer. It's not reasoning that you have to apply. There is no reasoning in it. That is the beauty of it. That is the saddest part of it. But you have to bear with it. There is no reasoning. You have to remember. You have to mug up. Then you have to answer. The way you mug up, that might be different from people to people, but you have to mug up at the end of the day. You have to remember all these things. You have to get it by your heart. What are the jurists, what are their theories, what are the books they have written, and all those things, how they are coming, and how they are interlinked with each other. All those things you have to remember to make it count. But one thing, if you remember all those things, it will be easier to score in jurisprudence. But you have to remember, at first it will be hard to remember, it will be hard to make you interested to this subject. But suddenly, little by little, when you are getting interested with this subject, you will suddenly get hold of this subject. But you have to do it little by little, not at a time that you will grab the subject in 1 week, you will finish it up and then it's done. It cannot be possible for any student. Okay. Also, other thing, that as the discussion was that is jurisprudence is the key. Jurisprudence is really key in cracking CLAT LLM exam, because as I have already discussed, the students generally they don't pay much attention to jurisprudence because of its various nature that I have discussed, and they tend to score more marks on constitutional law and other law subjects. And that's why if you put your effort in jurisprudence, then that will be really very good for you to get good rank in CLAT LLM. So be focused, be patient with it, and you are gonna crack the CLAT LLM with jurisprudence in power. I hope you have liked the video, and there are a lot of series of videos are coming up to this channel. Please do subscribe our channel to get notification whenever it is uploaded. So thank you.